Hey guys. Welcome to Couple. Please like and subscribe if you like this video. Speaker Paul D. Ryan agreed on Wednesday that the FBI did nothing wrong by using a confidential informant to contact members of the Trump campaign as it investigated its ties to Russia, contradicting President Trump's assertions of a broad conspiracy by federal law enforcement. And he warned that Mr. Trump should not try to pardon himself, despite Mr. Trump's assertion 2 days earlier that the president has the power to take such a step. I don't know the technical answer to that question, but I think obviously the answer is he shouldn't, Mr. Ryan told reporters. And no one is above the law. Mr. Ryan's warning is another sign that the president is starting to face trouble on Capitol Hill with members of his own party. From international trade and China to immigration and the conduct of his cabinet, at least some Republicans are beginning to dissent. Senators Bob Corker of Tennessee and Patrick J. Toomey of Pennsylvania are vowing to attach legislation to a must-pass defense policy bill that would roll back tariffs on steel and aluminum produced in Canada, Mexico, and Europe. Some Republicans are furious about the president's efforts to lift sanctions on the Chinese telecommunications company ZTE. In the House, 24 Republicans are demanding votes on legislation that would help young immigrants brought to the country illegally as children, but are balking at the president's get tough demands on other immigration matters. And Iowa's 2 Republican senators, Charles E. Grassley and Joni Ernst, came out swinging this week against the Environmental Protection Agency Administrator, Scott Pruitt, whom Ms. Ernst called as swampy as you get. But for Republicans, no issue is more divisive than the Justice Department probe into Russian interference in the 2016 election. Mr. Trump has seized on the disclosure of the use of an informant to claim, without evidence, that federal law enforcement officials had improperly placed a spy in his campaign for political purposes. He demanded a Justice Department inquiry of the matter and dubbed the matter Spygate in repeated posts on Twitter. Mr. Ryan became the highest-ranking Republican to throw cold water on that interpretation, which Democrats and former high-level law enforcement officials have claimed is part of an unrelenting effort to discredit the ongoing investigation into Mr. Trump and his campaign. Mr. Ryan backed Representative Trey Gowdy, Republican of South Carolina, who led the House's politically charged investigation into the 2012 attack in Benghazi, Libya, but infuriated some Republican partisans by rebuffing Mr. Trump on Spygate. Chairman Gowdy's initial assessment is accurate, but we have more digging to do, Mr. Ryan told reporters at a news conference on Wednesday. Mr. Gowdy and Mr. Ryan were among a small group of congressional leaders briefed on the informant late last month by top officials from the FBI, Justice Department, and the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. The unusual meeting came after Mr. Trump intervened on behalf of Representative Devin Nunes, a California Republican and the Intelligence Committee chairman, who was Dem.